Yeah, so it's recording now. Yeah. Okay. So we're currently at 112 participants here. So we can get started. So what do we see here? So from the daily time frame, so this is where we're at. Let's just start where we're at. So basically, we can see the pulse price as used to the pulse price is used to in part of the charts. Like we can see the buy pressure rather that's been used to break free from this entire zone. Now, originally, I already stated earlier that all these things is happening from from after this inducement that has been taken out in price here. So, but this is now our focus. Our focus is whether or not we're in a trend. Now, usually during a trend, you notice more buy pressure. Even if you don't notice some of those things, you notice that okay, even if you're trying to catch sales, sales don't seem to be working. But any small sweep that happens, a buy is produced. Shit like that. That's what I'm trying to like easily identify. I'm trying to put it in the most basic and most straightforward way anybody can explain it to you. As a matter of fact, if your trend is correct or your POI is correct, even if you're confused about any other thing, the most factual thing you notice is that on time frames like 5 minutes, 15 minutes, when it's on a POI or it's very easy for it to react off of that particular zone. So now let's do what we're happening here. So what's happening here? We're trying to do a daily profile. So the daily profile here would be our identification of things that are occurring here. We can clearly see the FVG in this zone here. There's an FVG here. You can see the surge. You can see the close above this point here. You can see all the engulfment patterns that's happening here. And the only thing we need to continue is liquidity. So let's just go down in time frame. Let's start from 4 hours. In 4 hours, there's no other range. In fact, let's just drop it. So 1 hour, we can tell easily that okay, for the buys to continue itself, right? Normally, if we're here, we would have taken buys from here for something what we have here. So we have to find where the strong points of price, the low and the high. So this will be the low, and this will be the high. So from this low to this high is a range. Then everything before that are also ranges. So now we have to know where we say, okay, this is where price should come to. So on average, it should be this for me because there's no other point of inducement here unless we have good good pressure upwards. Then we could see price coming down here. A sweep, but not a surge. So it's not strong enough to say that price should buy here. It's not strong enough. So we'll be ignoring it. Now let's go lower in time frame so we can find a good order block. Normally, I've already identified this whole zone as the order block, but I want a more refined one. If we can't get a more refined one, we can still take the inducement as. If we can't get a more refined one, so I'll just take the inducement. Or we'll just mark it out like this. So we're taking the inducement as our entry point because that's actually was uh, trying to drive price past this zone. So, crazily enough, yeah, you guys believe that all the things that happened today actually caught gold sell, GU sell, E sell, all of them. But I fucked up all those positions, people handing them, not knowing when to close, not knowing when to buy because I was not where I should be. Well, I was not at the right place at the right time. So we can use this as some type of engineered liquidity for this for that threatening anything that's occurring here. And this is not my original color, this is the dark nude color. Let me see what else. Um, I don't know which one I usually use. I'm looking for something that everybody's familiar with. No, I don't use any of this. I don't know, maybe I'll just use the color 3. So most of you have noticed that I don't like big, I don't like big SM. I don't like, I like having tight ara. Wow. So, so we already had our idea of what's happening on the daily time frame. We identified the FVG, and this other block zone is sitting in between that FVG. So what's happening here? So basically, what I'm trying to mark out here, or have an understanding of, is that what people might see from a different perspective is kind of similar to what somebody could see in a different perspective. It sounds stupid when I say that, but what I'm basically trying to tell you now in trading terms, in this scenario particularly, would be what we're seeing from um, that daily time frame level would be noted as imbalance zones, fair value gaps, whatever you want to call it. That's what somebody will be trading off of as his example. If somebody's trading on the hourly, is seeing structural moves, order flow, ranges, right? There's a slight, we're not seeing any FVGs here. Okay, we're seeing an FVG here, but like our reason for taking an entry here isn't just because there's an FVG here, but because of we know that okay, this inducement is enough to hold. The order flow here is enough to hold. Wherever it might be for you. So I have to backtest audio to recent price action. So I try and keep it moving to get to that point. This will be 100%. So this started on Monday, Tuesday. They didn't give very good price action. So let's just close off it. So while we find a new setup idea. So now let me go back to when the day was still a new day. So let's now go to daily time frame. Now you can see clearly. If you turn off this candlestick wick here, some people like using it like this. Some people like using the line chart. I mean, I can use anyone. I just for a situation like this, I just use it like so. The engulfment is clearer in this setting, right? You can see the engulfment. You can see the I don't know what to call this particular thing I'm trying to point out for you guys. I think for most people, this is how support and resistance works, right? I never really learned support and resistance, but I will not say that I don't treat it because it's everywhere. Now, it's the engulfment pattern that is occurring here that we're trying to capitalize off of. Now, we're not trading leaders, but we're using it as a form of confidence, like just to aid what we're already looking out for. And 4 hour, we can see an FVG here. The market imbalance.
Anytime I post on your speakers, we don't do local man.
Let's try and find a QI. I'm kind of okay with this, comfortable with this QI here. Kind of. But what I'm going to do is this POI sits below the average. So what I'm going to do basically is okay, make it that one. Clean this up. So I'm not going to be trading it till I see a breakout. So get back the
What you want to ask for? But you need to shake and go. I'm gonna get my job. You too far. People to show me.
So the reacting off of the everything swept this sitting above here. But does that really mean that they're about to die? Kind of. At least they're broken out of thread. So what we are doing here is just take the risk. I feel like I'm about to make a mistake here. It's holding up. Um, I have to readjust my TP for this one. But then I think it's still going to even buy off from here again. What's the time here? Time on this is 1:30. So let's go to 10 minutes. So let's try and conclude this one here. So because it's still inside the same day and the daily candle has already reacted off of its main support level, you can just try and see this one hold. So even if we left our TP high, it will still work because what's time here? So this is towards the end of the closing day for the markets. So easily I can already see how this is when becomes inducement for the next set of trades. And that's the daily low. So let's go down to 4 hours. So let's do something like this, 50% of the FVG now. So if I were to take a full risk, I'll still refine it because I'm just checking. And of course, should. Let's check 15 minutes for the other block. Let me just see this one again. Um, 30 minutes. That's what. Sometimes I prefer EU more than G. So we've triggered here. Triggered here. Now I want to check small magic. Now I'm waiting for the trend to break out from somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Now it looks like it's breaking out, but I want at least a shift towards somewhere here. Maybe for that. So let's see. That is for the re-entry. It shows a strong rejection. If I say okay, you can try re-entry. This is good. Let's hope for more. At least before it starts. So the World Cup, and it looks like it's going without those. What's time here? 7:45, 9:45, 11:30. Let's hope they retrace somewhere here. I doubt, sir. Let's just watch. I really doubt now. They are already going for their yeah. Blah, blah, blah. But if we're looking to form here, it worked very, very well. The other block here, really, really well. I don't support FOMO, but let's just say, but the truth is, someone that didn't catch entry here will be very eager to find entry somewhere else. When the breakouts fully happened here and held above here, I even think this was my trading. I remember trading HQ breakout like this. And I'd be wrong. Let's first time here. This was the end of the day. I just ending so let's find our next entry. All your dreams out of the we gonna make sure you get ready. You know the ropes. I get a ring and I bring it home like a Corey Joe. No woman ever had me starstruck, but was able to tell me to get my bars up. I think I made a mistake, yeah. That day, I'm really happy. So let's just watch it. Niggas ain't about to starve us. Charged up. I bought my niggas rollies up. So easily, this should be the this right here. Trust me, this information is vital. I'm trying to take let's see if this will be a good breakout here. Let me do something else to not do. Oh, yes. Yeah, let me check 15 minutes for any refine. This one is all mitigated. This one is sitting within this one, but let's just try. Let's see if it works. I'll check 5 minutes. So we're already getting closer to the recent PA that happened today. I don't know if you guys just want us to skip and get to that part, or if we should just continue. You already I think you guys have my Telegram name. It looks like they're already buying from here, so I'll just ignore them. They bought from there. I know what I missed. I'll just ignore them now and take it as inducement. Yep, inducement here. So, enter here. This way. Is it going to hold? I can do all this in finish and still not hold. It looks like it's holding now. Hourly high here, and this man here. This thing was just a kick off on that zone. If this zone holds at all, this is where I'm hoping for them to come down to. Let me just see the other block. And this one is supposed to be the first one. This one is okay. Change it to this color. I feel like here is going to fail, sure. That's watching. I might be wrong, sure. Yeah, this the RPG here with breaker block and everything. Yeah, I was wrong. Still bad. Let's just watch it, sure. So we clear that high. So that fit TP, we believed. Let's just be observing. Strong USA. So sales are catching up on this point. We will do the service. So since we have all the time, we just ignore trying to catch the sales and focus more on the buy. Engineered liquidity here. This place is draw. That's why I don't use other block. It's going to be draw on liquidity or other or there's something else other people used to call it, but it's just when they just take out the other block that was intended for this thing, especially when the surplus there is usually over tight. Hey shit, I forgot to do this too. Okay, let's just see if I can continue. So this is Wednesday, Thursday. So this was sugar of the video. This is Thursday night. So let's check on a daily. So if the daily already closed like this is the rejection point there. Let's check the 4 hours. Let's check 10 minutes. Let's clear OB. Let's mark the trend line. This one's kind of confusing. Let's just go over. I expect at least a good pullback. Just don't know where I'm is good enough. Okay, there's an FVG here. Might be the next buy point. Yeah. Let's just ignore it for now. I've not seen this point. Yeah, if it later failed safe. So I just remember catching it at the normal. It worked though, I ran away, bro. Just saying. No, let me use one now. So this was the beginning of the new month. This was when the new month started. So that's when we're having all this conflict. And then they induced this other block here. So that is engineered liquidity. Okay. entry here, stop loss here, I'll attack continue. I think I was dropping trades for people from here. So it's now to now explain how I caught some from here. I'm trying to have an idea of where the trend resistance is. Well, it's there. This is one. Now let's 5 minutes and find the other one. There's always a lower time frame trend occurring easily, safe, without much argument. You can see how they flipped the zone. So another buy should be happening here soon. Yep, here's the FVG. Very clean stuff. Very, very, very clean stuff. And how long have I already taken? Okay, 30 minutes. So we've been 30 minutes into it. Anybody that has been here from the start to this point has tried and is very, very interested in fixing something in their life, and they will. Sooner than they expect. They can see they're trying to break this resistance. That's what's shaking here. But I remember for you guys here. Yeah, this is a set of for you guys. These are places in this place, this place has other block. I didn't trade it because I just wanted to share it. I knew it was going to work. And this was at a time where everybody was trying to catch more sales when I dropped this setup. But then some of you are waiting for me to drop top loss, entry, all those things. If you can't put in small work, we're really giving you blueprint or bias, and it's not even a must for you to take it, just for you to just put it in mind. If it's like you respect any of my trades, even if it's a little bit, just like put it in mind and be like, okay, maybe to work. And then you find it in your own chart because the same chart I'm using, the same chart you can use. And you can find your own chart and know if it's going to work out for you, if it's something you want to try out. And if it does, then you win, not me. I won't win. I won't win for you. This is when I drop for signal room here for VIP. Imagine I put Telegram setup first before. Well, it was for safety reasons. VIP zone setup was to me it was more comfortable for me. I think it's from here, yeah. Breakout block, FVG, and there was something else. I think it was from 30 minutes and another thing at 2 hours. I can't really remember vividly, but this was something I could set up. It was very clean shape. So we've got like 3 setups here, just using it. I wonder how many RR we've done so far. This is 8 RR. This is 5. This is 5. That is 18. This is 13. That is 31. Right? This is 11. It's actually roughly 12. So that is 43, 55, right? 55, that is close to 12. This 10, 65. This is supposed to be 12. So we've had a total of 65. Let's just write it down. 65 RR. This one would have been a nice addition to it, but it doesn't matter. So you guys can see the integration of trend lines in this chart. I've been using some trend lines in this chart. So during this Trump news, this guy is so crazy. He's not doing anything wrong, bro. When this thing was happening, I opened my chart and I saw this 2-hour FVG here, and I was just looking at it. And my mind wasn't there, like I didn't even know what was happening. And as soon as I saw it, as soon as I watched it, realized let's follow through to big buys all the way to think somewhere here. Yeah. Let's we're about to enter the new day. We're about to enter it today. So now, what happened here? So this isn't today, right? This is Thursday, sharp. So on Thursday, I was also observing this chart and I noticed the trend from here. I noticed that this was where the resistance were happening. And I was assuming maybe we have rejection from somewhere here. Now I don't think I traded yesterday. If I did, I wasn't serious. Okay, yeah, I dropped step up for buy, but then it wasn't with my heart. I think it already, yeah, I think it was somewhere here. It's messed up. So this was where I confirmed this huge trend. Now I took sales today, but not in midnight. It was by after towards New York after NFP after NFP presented sales. So the selling from somewhere here, but I'm not pulling them for now. So let me switch to. So okay, yeah, I have to explain something. So now, where was the flaw? The flaw here, the problem here is when these positive buys happen, every usual trader, average trader like you and I, would at least use for the sake of this FVG here, the sake of the positive trend here, and all that, and buy. Some other traders were having ideas that from here, that we were having a rejection. And even if you weren't looking at the sales from here, my mistake from my own observation is that when we broke that high, we still broke another hourly range idea. And there was no other point other than the liquidity sitting here to be cleared. And then, even if we were to have hopes to buy again, to be somewhere in between these zones, whenever we finally see our next breakout, right? Now, it all happened so fast. But let's go back to the 30 minutes so I can show some of the entries. Like, wow, I don't like what's happening. Let's switch over. I don't remember playing it already. Now, let's see what's left of this. So I didn't trade this zone, but I saw it, but I didn't trade it. This is the reaction one. This is the morning movement that we have here. I don't even remember if this is one. I don't think I can get this. Yeah. I'm waiting for when the news is happening. Because that's when I trade it. When it's about to happen. I'm so grateful. So grateful. So grateful. What's time here? 125. Let's check for if there's any averages. I'm trying to remember which setup I used for this one. I remember EU's own. So, okay. That's an average here on top. I'm waiting for something on this chart. Yeah. I think I saw this point here. There was something else for me. Yeah, I think I've seen it now. So you can see here, this engineer, there was a build up of liquidity here. So this is like when we have a consolidation, manipulation. This is the other block for the manipulation. We'll just refer it to that. And then redistribution was to the downside. Now, when I was on the sell, my idea was that it will end here, and then I'll continue trying to buy in between here. My mistake was I did not realize that we had a bigger range than what I was looking at. That bigger range does not allow for me to buy anywhere inside this range because it was one move. So the next move can only happen after that's cleared this zone, and then it now depends on how much of it close and how much of the fundamental aspect that helps push us back upwards. That is a bearish DXY. A bearish DXY can reoccur, but yeah, I guess we're all getting point. I'm just going to play a little. Yeah, this is where I enter. I use this point as a breakout block. It's a breakout block. A reclaimed order block. Yeah, it's called. It's a reclaimed order block. Interest somewhere here. SL wasn't far from it. And TP was somewhere here. But let's go into lower time frame. I also should have set up again on E. You should just say the thing I say is true. Not a measure, lay long enough that you measure the distance that I went for you. Please don't make me, don't make me put on these credit card statements and show you the movement again. So based off my explanation of what happened on the hourly and other things, you can easily understand why this 65 hour. Sure, I never add this 12 now. I was saying I'll add it later, right? I don't think I did it. If I have, let me know how to count. 5 plus 12 is 77 plus this 5, 82 or 200. I don't know if I'm making a mistake if I already added it. If I have, I can remove it. So this is what it looks like. And then overall, I said that because of what I've understood the range is, I can clearly see that the range now continued after we broke this high here. So range low, range high. So this range low becomes inducement. And it now continues a setup I previously had that could be, it's not that I'm saying it has to, but it could be a re-entry from here or here, something like this, using this as what do you call it, as drawn liquidity. Something like this. If you even continue to buy from here, but the main thing is for you to have a good breakout, plus to have re-entries here. So I'm not trying to predict anything right now, just using what we're seeing. So the reactions you see we used to trade from this point onward. Now, to go back to areas, you know which one I'm supposed to use. Yeah, you can already see the setup. Okay, no, it's not this one. Not this one. This one was the first swing buy setup that we had. That I dropped for you guys. 250 pips. I think it's not Satsu. It's not ice. Maybe it's ice. FXM. This was the buy setup I dropped for you guys when I said I was looking for G. I can use anyone to do it though. Let's see if it's something I've already done. You can clearly see this. So the only reason why I had got to take this trade was one, G and E well correlated. So I could see this trend at the top here. I think people call it is it a triple top or what? I don't know. I know this one is a double top, but I don't know if I call it a triple top as it is like this. I don't like naming things. It makes it your own when you name it. Nothing in the market is your own. But you can already have an idea of the entry. Yeah. This same thing, engineered liquidity. This was news effect, news after effect. I think I traded immediately after the news was released. Um, I see the breakout block there. I'm not trying to share anything special on this one because we've already done the main session on G. That was a continuation. Play this low. You'd expect. Okay, so this E and G are correlating, but G cleared a low, but I don't think EU didn't. So let's see how much more we could achieve with this. Uh, like if we can just try and predict something from it. Yeah, I think G and E are about to buy because this one. Um, hmm, let me go to the Telegram group and highlight the um um what do you call it? It's time for it's time for Shamans. Um Chineke no. Can't find my chat. Because it was a dark mode chat. If you had not sent it here, what do I say? Let me send it now. So this was the good chat I caught this afternoon, this morning before the NFP. And let me drop the EU. The time for rain. It's a time for miracles. It's a time for miracles. Yeah. The second one I just shared now is the EU. So I believe we're already sitting on the zone here. Maybe differences. I think one is over refined. And this, yeah. So these are the photos for the EU chart. I think the difference would be time frames. Let me zoom in to see. I think the same time frame. And it was on EU FXM. Yeah, FXM looks slightly better. Been nice. Let's see easier. So this was my rejection point here. Was easier. And I think my other block was from 101 FVG from 101. Yeah, see it. This is exactly the setup. The difference is color. This is the exact setup I just dropped now. So this was the markup, and at the time, price hadn't done all. Am I don't know if my Wi-Fi shit will Telegram just misbehaved now. So what is this? Okay, this is that's my question. So these are all the charts. These are all the ideas. Most of the ideas I give people on time. This one was just one of those mistakes, and I'm guessing it was influenced by that FVG there. I honestly didn't see that FVG till we started this backtest session. But at best, even if I did or didn't see it, my understanding of ranges should have at least let me see the cells to hold to this point. But if I'd held my cells to somewhere here, this is very clean 150 pips from a pair like GBUSD that would give me lower risk on my surplus. I don't have enough time. If not, would have included gold. But I just wanted to focus more on GBPS because I've been trading it before. And GBPSD was one of those places I started my my chart with. GBPSD is one of the pairs I started my trading with rather. So now, so now, I guess we can run it up here now. It's it's not hard to understand. It's just ranges, structure, daily bias every single time. Just back testing from time to time. So it was very hard to understand. I would have asked people here to ask me questions, but almost 100 here. This is not a class, this is the back test session. But yeah, I think we already see our projection, our buy projection safe. Let me just use a different chart and mark it up and send it to the group. Wonder when I did this one. So it looks like it failed. I don't remember doing it. Let me clean it. Clean everything. So this could be our trying our luck bias because they did all the right things. Liquidity. This was even the main low. They took two lows. They're rejecting. In 50 seconds, they're going to close as this rejection. It's not the worst setup. The only thing that can aid it to become one of the best setups would be economical or fundamental data. And so since we don't have that yet, we are just predicting at this point. And I trade most of my trades. What makes it better every day is when I analyze with DXY. So I use that to analyze. I check my charts daily. I make mistakes. I learn from my mistakes. I take breaks sometimes. Sometimes I take breaks a little bit too late. So, all the same type of traders over and over. The only difference is if you study, at least you have some clarity from your mistakes. It's better than making a mistake and not knowing what the mistake was. So let's see if this shit can work. Let's see if it can work. This will be the chart I'll be dropping on the right now. And for EU, let me do the same thing. I hope this class was audible enough for everybody and was worth your time. Because we could do another one in the next few weeks. I can trust this bitch. I can trust these bitches. I can trust only. Yeah. No wonder it's only 50%. So I feel like this might be what we'll see for next week. Yeah. Let me check the weekly calendar last so if I forget that one. Just in case if we have any lower levels to meet up with. I don't think so. I'm actually thinking my work. See, it works for daily. So it's just for hourly to make it work. Anything between here and here, we just be observant now. We could even use this other block here, so at the end of the day. So we can call it a day. It's been 1 hour, and I appreciate everybody that took out their time to join the session, especially the ones that have been here from the beginning of the session to the very end. So that'll be all for today.